What up, YouTube? Timmy's here. Here is my throwback segment where I talk about the films that turned 10 and 20 this week. Alright, the films turning 10, we got Michael Bay's classic Transformers film, Transformers Dark of the Moon, which I believe this was the third installment of the Transformers franchise. This time around, instead of Megan Fox starring, you had Rosie Huntington Wally, and once again you have Shia LaBeouf back as Sam Witwicky, which by the way, this was actually Shia LaBeouf's last Transformers movie, believe it or not. And him and his a new girlfriend, Carly, played by Wally, joined the fray when the evil Decepticons renewed their long-standing war against the Autobots. I don't really mind the first three Transformers films. I do find them pretty fun, entertaining. Last Night is a different story, so yeah. But anyway, yeah, I didn't mind so much. So yeah, I believe we had another Transformers film back in 2014. They have so many Transformers movies. I mean, they've been doing these live action Transformers films since 2007. So of course, next year we do got a new Transformers coming out. So hopefully that will be the separate right direction for this franchise. Because even though I do quite like the first three, let's be for real. And of course, follow me and let's be for real. The Transformers movies has to take a plunge. There are people who really don't care much for these movies anymore. So with the new Transformers film coming in next year, they really got to step up their game here. All right, once the turning 10, we got the Tom Hanks film Larry Crowne. Now this stars Hanks, who plays Larry Crowne, who finds himself in the on the unemployment line, and he actually decides to go back to college to get his degree here. And Julia Roberts actually plays like his professor in this. I believe Tom Hanks actually directed this, if I'm not mistaken, too. Uh, anyway, Larry Crowne is probably one of the most underrated Tom Hanks movie there is. I really quite thought the movie was really solid. Hanks and Julia Roberts had a really cool chemistry with one another. You also had the likes of Taraji P. Henson was in this, Bryan Cranston, Cedric the Entertainer was in this movie. It's much better than most people give credit for because really the film did not get well received when it got released. I mean, there was some people who like it and all, but a lot of people are actually even calling this one of the weakest Tom Hanks movies. So yeah, but anyway, if you guys have never really seen Larry Crowne, it's definitely a really solid movie worth checking out. You know Tom Hanks hasn't directed anything lately. I mean, he's actually that thing you do, Larry Crowne. Tom Hanks is a pretty cool director. Man, give it a chance. Also turning 10, we got the Selena Gomez film Monte Carlo. Now, this is about best friends Grace, played by Selena Gomez, and Emma, played by Katie Cassidy, who quit their waitress jobs in the small town Texas and head to Paris for a summer adventure. They are accompanied by Grace's stepsister Meg, played by Leifa Meester, and so the packaging for pretty much fails to meet their expectation. And so, Grace also is mistaken for this, British socialite named Cordella. So, yeah, I Monte Carlo, it also had the late Glee actor Corey Monty was also in this. I know, Monte Carlo did not really get great reviews, but I thought it was pretty cute, charming. Selena Gomez was pretty good. Leifa Meester and Kate Cassidy, who prior to this movie were on Gossip Girl together, so they were also pretty good in this too. Yeah, I thought the film was much better than most people give it credit for. It's always cool, it's pretty cool to see Corey Monty in films outside of Glee because that dude was a pretty good actor. So it was pretty cool seeing him pop up in this. So if you guys haven't seen Monte Carlo, definitely a really decent movie worth checking out. I mean, I guess say it's like a female version of Trading Places in a way. If you really want to look at it. All right. Last but not least, there's once the Train 10, there's the film Terri, which stars John C. Reilly, who and you also have Jacob Wysocki was also in this, and where he plays like this bully and depressed large teen who begins to stop trying in school, and it brings the attention to this concerned assistant principal, played by John C. Reilly. So it's pretty much like a friendship between a principal and a student. I guess you say it's a bit in a way like felt in a way like a Good Will Hunting in a way, or maybe Fine Forester. I mean, I thought Terri is a very underrated, underappreciated film. It's very decent. The chemistry between John C. Reilly and Jacob was pretty good. So if you guys haven't seen Terri, definitely give that one to go. All right, now turning 20 this week. Holy cow! I can't believe these are 20 years out. Turning 20, we got Steven Spielberg's classic sci-fi film AI Artificial Intelligence. Of course, it stars this kid named David, played by Haley Joel Osment, uh, who's pretty much this like robotic boy in the first program to love here. Who and David is like adopted as a test case by cyber tonic employee played by Sam Roberts and his wife Frances O'Connor. You also have like pretty much like robots, machines in this. It's definitely probably one of Steven Spielberg's most underrated, underappreciated films in my opinion. Haley Joel Osment was great. You also had a really cool cast that includes the likes of Jude Law, Clark Gray, Meryl Streep. You also had Robert Williams, Chris Rock was in this. This is not really Steven Spielberg's best work in my opinion. Obviously, E.T. Like this definitely did have an E.T. feel to it at times. It felt like those classic Steven Spielberg movies from the '80s and '90s and all. If you have not ever seen AI, give it a go. I mean, Haley Joel Osment, he was almost everywhere in like the '90s, 2000s. And of course, he had his first Oscar nominated role in Sixth Sense. Not to mention, remember, his first role was playing Forrest Gump's son in Forrest Gump. So yeah, if you guys have never really seen AI, definitely a really decent movie worth checking out. All right, also turning 20, we got the Kristen Dunst film Crazy Beautiful about two high school students from opposite sides of the ends of the social spectrum who falls in love with each other. Um, so of course you got Jay Hernandez who plays like the male lead, Kristen Dunst. She of course had some really intriguing movies from the 2000s. Obviously, a year after this 2001, she of course played Mary Jane Watson in Spider-Man. So there's that. Jay Hernandez right now best known for CBS's reboot of Magnum PI. He was really solid. Definitely really cute, charming little film if you guys ever seen it. Alright. Also turning 20, oh boy. We got Pootie Tang. Now this movie was actually directed by Louis C.K. and it was adapted from a sketch on HBO's The Chris Rock Show, where Pootie Tang, played by Lance Crawford, is this ultimate superhero who's this cool walking, smooth talking layman. Pootie also a hero and a role model to all the kids in the neighborhood. So yeah, pretty much it's like a superhero film that Louis C.K. directed. Of course, he is Louis C.K. who right now does not have much of a career anymore because for obvious reasons. But Louis C.K. had some intriguing roles. I mean, of course, he appeared on the TV show Louis. I mean, I was actually an extra for the last season of Louis, believe it or not. So there's that. Of course, Chris Rock was also in this. You had some. Oh yeah, you had some really intriguing other cast members like you had J.B. Smoove, Jennifer Coolidge. You had Wanda Sykes was in this. I mean, the movie sadly wasn't so good. It wasn't all that funny. I mean, probably one of the worst comedies that I ever seen in my opinion. So yeah, but that's pretty much it. Let me leave with you guys. Which of these films stand out to you the most? The 10-year one is that, believe it or not, the 10-year one that stands out to me the most is Tom Hanks' film Larry Crowne. The 20-year one, I'm probably gonna say AI. I did have fond memories of watching AI back in the day. So anyway, drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. This is Tim Usara.